Hello and namaste. I am Harshala and I welcome you to my channel. So this is the first video of 2025 and that is why I wanted to take a moment and wish you guys a very happy new year. Again this year I have the same message, and that is I hope 2025 is the year that answers all the years that asked questions. So today's video is about 25 new releases in 2025. So I'm not going to read all of them. This video is made, or I am making this video in hope that I give you some recommendations to add to your TBR, to your ever growing TBR like me, because if you follow me, you know my dilemma. So let's not go there. I'm not even talking about it right now because I have been mocked, I have been shamed about it by my mother, by my daughter, by my friends. So at this point, we are just going to accept it that book buying and book reading are two different hobbies and move on. So the first book, no, let's start month wise. Okay, so it is going to be easier for you also and me also. So in the month of January there are three new releases that I am looking forward to. The first one is by an Indian author, and if you guys have been on YouTube and if you have been watching comedy skits for years now, you guys know who I am talking about. It is Prajakta Kohli's first ever book, her fictional book called Too Good to Be True, which is literally, it released yesterday, that is on 13th of January, and I am yet to receive my copy. I was supposed to go to the book signing, but I have work from home today, I have a working day. So it was a half day, but still half day was till 2 and she was coming at 11:45, so it didn't make sense to go all the way to Bandra for the book signing. I am just hoping and praying, because I literally, the moment I heard or read that her book is available for pre-order, I immediately went on Amazon and did it. So I'm hoping and praying, because I saw that she was signing books. So I'm really hoping that I get a signed copy. Okay, so this book is a romance book, and there is going to be spice, is what she said. So what she actually said is that you should sit down with a glass of water when you read this book. So I am assuming that this is going to be spicy, because she is Prajakta is the only person on this platform, in Indian on the Indian platform, who actually openly talks about spicy books. Otherwise, there are people who generally look down upon dark romance readers or just romance readers. So I am hoping that I have my expectations high when it comes to spice, and all I want or all I expect from this book is I want to giggle when I read this book. So it's just a simple romance book, no other expectations. And this book's main female character is Avni, and I don't remember the name of the main male character, but I am hoping that he's gonna be come on, she has acted in Mismatch, so she knows what kind of romance her readers, the Indian readers, are used to. And I'm hoping that we get to see some at least a glimpse of it. Then the second book that is releasing in the month of January is releasing on 21st of January, but I don't know when it is coming in India, because generally what happens is what releases in January comes in February or March in India, but it is releasing worldwide on 21st of Jan, and it is by Rebecca Yarros. So I already have Fourth Wing on my shelf. I am yet to buy Iron Flame, and I have not bought Iron Flame only because I was waiting for the third book, and I'm hoping that this is the last book in the series, so that I can at least start reading the book. Because one thing with me, I cannot for the life of me read an incomplete series. That just is not my thing at all. So let me know in the comments if you just pick up a book even if it is incomplete. The only book that I have read is Samsara. It should be somewhere here on this shelf, and I regret buying it. Okay, it is not a bad book. Listen to me. I have been waiting for at this point exactly 12 months, a year, for at least an announcement that the second book is being written. Okay, the author is Saksham, listen guy, I love you, I really love your writing, but you should give us some updates ki yaar chalo 10 saal baad hi sahi, but at least you have plans about writing it. I don't know what I'm going to do if he doesn't write a second book, or this series takes 10 years to get completed. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I have learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna buy book that is from an incomplete series. But yeah, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros is a continuation of the Fourth Wing. I think the same character. So we'll see what goes on in this book. And yeah, the next book in the series is by one of my favorite authors. So in 2023 December, I read the first book by this author. I think it is the only book that I read by this author. Yeah, the author's name is Hannah Bonham Young, and the book that I read was Out on a Limb, and that was the only romance book that got a 5 star from me in 2023. In 2024, till the end, I did not find even one single book worth a 5 star. So no 5 star reads in 2024. At the end of the year, I did find one, but it was just like one and done thing. So yeah, I just have like one 5 star read in 2024, and I'm going to come out with that video, wrap up kind of video with my best 2024 releases. No, reads, not releases. So 2024 wrap up is gonna come. So this book is called Out of the Woods, and I think it is again about some kind of disability is mentioned, I think. And this is about a young couple, I guess. I don't remember their names, but they are like kind of rekindling their marriage or romance, something on those lines. And the thing with this book is that Next of Kin came out in 2024, and it was a re-release, okay. And Hannah has been re-releasing all her books, and my only issue is that her books are not available in India by legit sellers. So Coco Blue, You Read Store, Transpreneur, these all bookstores do not have their books officially like published or officially available in India basically. And the sellers that are available in India are like so shady that I do not want to like go ahead and purchase a romance book for like 850 900, which will take like 45 days to arrive in India. So it's a no go for me. The best I can do is like buy a Kindle book, and I'm okay. Like I'm a Kindle girly. Okay, वो अलग दुख है मेरे life का. I'm not gonna talk about it. Okay, let me just tell you, Kindle is not available in India. Let's all cry about it by sitting in a corner. Then let's move on to the month of February. So in the month of February, we have 4 new releases, and the first book is releasing on 4th of Feb, and it is by Ali Hazelwood. So I have read 2 of her books. The first one that I read was The Love Hypothesis, which was a total miss for me. Like I did not love that book, not even like that book. And I had like, well, I think I was really harsh with that book, because after reading that book, I was like, I'm not gonna buy her books, or I'm not gonna read her books. But then I had already purchased Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and then I read it, and oh my god, that book, like it was so good. I had so much of fun. Like there are some books that make you fall in love with reading. It is one of those books. So yeah, Love on the Brain was good, and she's coming out by with Deep End. I have no clue, okay, no freaking clue what this book is about, but I think it is a sports romance. I'm not sure, okay. I think I have heard about it that it is a sports romance, but I'm not sure. So yeah, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Then on 11th, we have a book that is already on my shelf, like the third part of that book. Again, I have not read the first book because the third part is yet coming just out. So once I get the third part, I will only go ahead and read the first one, and it is by Hotter Fawcett. It's Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. So I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and the second book, Map of the Other Worlds, is not available. No, not available on my shelf. It is available in India. It is not there with me. So I'm gonna buy both Map of Other Worlds and this Compendium of Lost Tales. So both of these books are gonna come on my shelf because I have the first one. And if for nothing else, I'm gonna buy those books for the cover. Okay, I don't know how these books are, but Katie is like one of my favorite booktubers, and she like swears by these. I think that she has read both of them, and she has given like good review about both of them. So I think that I am gonna love, because it is basically cozy reading kind of book. It is a very springy kind of book, so I think I might read it around March April. Then I read, I think, this book in January itself. So I read fantasy books in the month of Jan, and I read this book called, wait, I forgot the name. Yeah, Hotel Magnific. I read this book called Hotel Magnific by Emily J. Taylor. I am fumbling so much. I am filming like after a while. So Emily G. Taylor's The Otherware post is releasing on 25th of February, and because I loved her first book that I read, that is Hotel Magnific, I'm gonna like purchase The Otherware post. And I think I'm immediately gonna read it because I've read one, but one is enough, I feel. Then on 20th of Feb, I am like definitely going to read this book because it is by one of my favorite authors, and this book is called By the Letter by Julia Wolf. So By the Letter is a second book in one of her series. The first book, in I don't remember the name, but it had, I think, Luca's sister, who had a little baby, and her husband like committed some fraud or something like that, and then he went to prison, and she like found love. So I have not read that like first book because I cannot just read one book. So yeah, this is the second book, By the Letter, and I'm definitely going to read it. And then moving on to March. Oh my god, this book. So I don't know about other books, but there are like 2-3 books like after Hannah Bonham Young. This author is one of my favorite romance authors, especially small town romance authors. I want you to let me know your favorite small town romance authors, because of late, I am a mafia romance girly, but of late I am loving small town romances so much that I'm like looking for recommendations, and I want recommendations that are available in India. I want to buy physical books about small town romances and read them. So Elsie Silver is one of my favorite authors. She has made it here on this shelf. So yeah, I have like started reading 2 of her series. I'm middle of both. I've read 2 from each series, like Rosehill and the other one, I forgot the name of the first book, like Flawless. Yeah, I have read Flawless and Heartless, and the third book is, I think, Reckless. I'm not too sure, but I have read Rosehill ka both the books, that is Wild Side and Wild Eyes, and now no, it was Wild Love. So first book was Wild Love. I have read it and I loved it, absolutely loved it. Wild Eyes I loved more than Wild Love, and the third book is called Wild Side, which is, oh my god, I had read, like, I recently read, I think in December only I read Wild Eyes, and in that, like, at the end of the book, there is like this first chapter from Wild Side, and I forgot the name of the character. Sorry, I'm very bad with remembering names, but I think it is about that girl who runs this bistro, and this guy who is like a kind of stranger. No, not stranger, he's kind of a mystery, and she like knows him, and she like dumps him in this bowling kind of club that these daddies have. So it is like a single dad kind of romance, I feel. So that he's the dad of, no, he was not dad, he's the neighbor of, no, not even neighbor, wait. So our main character, I don't remember her name, I will like mention it somewhere on the screen, or I might not, because I'm on the time crunch to edit this video and like upload it. But our main female character's elder sister, got knocked up, and she had this young kid, and she was addict, and then I think she moves out to another nearby town, and what she does is like she rents a house, and our guy here is her landlord, like this elder sister's landlord. And what happens is like the elder sister, I think, ODs, and she like passes away, and so now this female character is like taking care of her kid, and this main male character was the landlord of the dead sister. So now I don't know like how the story develops, we'll have to read, but yeah, that is how the story is. Like, I think first chapter में इतना ही बताया था. Then on 18th we have a prequel called Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. It is basically the Hunger Games ka prequel. I have the Hunger Games somewhere over here on this black shelf. So I have not started reading it, and I have a prequel now, so I might as well like start with a prequel. Then on 20th we have a book by Reena Kent, and this is a male into male, I think, romance. I'm not sure who the main characters are. It is a new series, and it is called Kiss the Villain by Reena Kent. I have no idea what the tropes are. There is no information available about this book or the series whatsoever. Moving on to April, oh my god, the only 5-star read that I've had in 2024 was by a romance author, and it was the only book that I read by the author. Like, I have not read any other book by this author, and the author's name is Abby Jimenez, and I'm not going to tell which book of hers was a 5-star read, but there is a new book coming out by her, and it is called Say You'll Remember Me, and I have no idea what this book is about, but that one book that I read has convinced me that she is my kind of author. So I love romance books, where basically the romance books that make me cry, okay? And that book, oh my god, it shook me to my core. If you have been through any kind of, abandonment or parental abuse, no, not abuse, not physical abuse, emotional abuse or mental abuse or any kind of abandonment as a child, that book is like going to hit you like a truck. एंड ओनली मतलब भगवान ही तुम्हारी रक्षा कर सकता है अब, इज ऑल आई विल से. दिस इज लाइक द थर्ड book in a series that I'm definitely looking forward to. I don't have any book from this series yet, because again it was like an incomplete series, and even the author is like publishing like one book a year. I am still not convinced that I should like abhi se I should like invest, because that book has been overhyped or maybe hyped so much on the internet that reading something incomplete makes me anxious, so I do not want to like do that. And if you know the author Lauren Roberts, you know the series already. So Powerless and Reckless, I think, are the first two books from the series, and she is coming out with the third book, which is called Fearless, and it is on my radar. So yeah, if I happen to like pick the other two books, I'm obviously going to buy like them together, because three books are already out. Then like this is the first book series, the entire book series I purchased. मतलब बोलते हैं ना, बहुत ही होशियारी मार के मैंने खरीद तो लिया. I have not even gotten to like touching the book. निकाला भी नहीं है मैंने बॉक्स सेट से बाहर. So yeah, it was the Shatter Me series, and there is a new novella or maybe a book coming out called Watch Me, and I have no idea where or what sequence this book falls in, like it has to be read before or after reading the entire series. But yeah, that book is there. So the next book is by Emily Henry, and like I'm not even blabbering much, because I have read like two of her books at this point, right? Yeah, I read Happy Place and Beach Read, and I'm convinced, okay, all the hype around Emily Henry is like so worth it. Like she has been added to my auto buy list, and hence Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry is on my TBR. Then the next book is from the Kings of what, I don't know, like Anna Hong's book series, which I have read. Okay, I have read I think all 3 or 4 books that came out from this King series, and the next book is releasing on 20. Oh, we are on April already. Like I lost track of months. So 29th of April, King of Envy is coming out. I don't remember. I think I remember the guy with that scar on his face. I think he's the main character, and I think I'm gonna love it. So King of Envy by Anna Hong. If you are a Anna Hong like reader, and even if you know you are being judged or you are being termed as cringe, I don't care. Like you do you, guys. Read all the books that you want. It doesn't matter what others think or say. You just have to read what you enjoy. You cannot force yourself to read something that you do not enjoy, and you cannot force yourself to not read something that you enjoy, because that is just going to steal joy out of reading. So don't care about what others think. Let them be Tismar Khan, let them be whatever they are. It will take time for you to understand what you really like, and then move on to reading literature, as they call it. But for me, this is what I'm reading, is like literature. I'm happy with whatever I am reading, and I think you should be too. Next month is May, which is my birthday month, and we have 3 releases, and I have read only one author, which is Reena Kent, but we'll talk about her books later. So there was this book that I was wanting to read in 2024, like I in the middle of nowhere I started this job, and then I really like last 4 months, September, October, November, December, I have been like living I come home, I sometimes like skip even my dinner and I just sleep. ऐसा चल रहा था मेरा. So I don't know how I was managing to even read 1 or 2 pages every day. But yeah, so this book was called On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Wong, and he's coming out with another book, and it is called The Emperor of Gladness. And because I have heard so much good about On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous, I thought that I should add The Emperor of Gladness by the same author to my list. Another book that is releasing in the month of May, which is on 28th of May, is My Friends by Frederick Backman, sorry, not Backham, Backman. And I think this is the writer of Anxious People and another book, A Man Called Ova. So these two books are like very critically acclaimed, and they have been turned into like a series or movie. So I thought that maybe I will start my reading journey with this book instead of like going back and wondering where should I start. Whatever is releasing, let's start. Like The Emperor of Gladness and My Friends is what I thought. Then Beautiful Venom by Reena Kent is releasing on 27th. I have like no freaking clue what this book is about. This is another new series by her, and I think it is a hockey romance. Beautiful Venom. Either of, like, there are two new releases by her. One is Kiss the Villain and other one is Beautiful Venom. Both are releasing like 1 or 2 months apart, and one of them is like a hockey romance. Other one is like a gay romance. So I am not sure like what is what, because there is very less information available, but you should definitely follow the author on Instagram because she like gives out tropes and all of that like months before the release dates. And then in June we just have one book because I'm very picky and I wanted to read this one author which is like new to me, and she is Ashley Poston, and her book Sounds Like Love is releasing on 17th of June. Yeah, so I did purchase a novel love story, but I was not gonna read it. And what I did is, oh, there is kite flying. Today is kite flying day, right? Okay. So Ashley Poston's a novel love story I did buy, but then it was my friend's birthday and I didn't, know what to gift her, and I was anyways like not going to read immediately in the month of like June, July. So I like literally gifted her the book. So I do not have that book with me, but I'm going to borrow it instead of buying it before I give her a try. But Sounds Like Love I'm definitely going to buy, so I'm going to maybe pre-order it because I have heard a lot of good things about Ashley's writing. We'll like start with a novel love story or by Sounds Like Love, we'll see. Then in the month of July we have three new releases, and two of them are from my favorite authors. But I'll start with a author that is not the one that I've read. So I have a Good Girl's Guide to Murder on my shelf. I have all the three books, and there is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, which is I think in the same series. I'm not too sure because I have like three books from that series already, so I thought that maybe I'll like complete my series. So Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson is releasing on 22nd of July. Before that we have on 8th of July Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. So I do not know which Greek mythological character this series is about, but Terror at the Gates is a new series, and I don't remember I honestly don't remember, but it is by Scarlett St. Clair, and I recently like completed her Hades into Persephone saga and even the Hades saga. So I think there are 7 or 8 books. I've read them all and I absolutely enjoyed. So I will tell you guys what, just because I told Greek mythology, it doesn't mean that this book is about Greek mythology. It is inspired by Greek mythology. The characters are Greek, but the tropes are somewhere billionaire and mafia kind of tropes. So it is not like Greek, it is like a modern day kind of adaptation of Hades and Persephone. But I absolutely love the writing, I absolutely love the chemistry, I absolutely love the story as well. So yeah, Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair on 8th of July. Then on the 31st of July is Precious Hazard by Neva Altaj, and she is the first author, and she is like the only author that I started my reading journey with, and I have like 3 different milestones with her. So she is my first mafia romance author, she is my first Kindle Unlimited author, and one more milestone I don't remember. She is the first author that I read when I started my reading journey. Okay, so she is like a huge deal for me, and I absolutely love her writing. I have read every single book that she has written. I have reread her books like twice or thrice. There are some books like Broken Whispers is my absolute favorite. Then Asja and Pasha's book is also my favorite. And I think the entire Imperfectly Imperfect series is good. Like every character has its own quirks, and there is not a single book that I did not like. So initially the spice is like very low in the first book, but from second book onwards it picks up. And yeah, so Precious Hazard is about Arturo, and I don't remember, she is like Draco's sister that I know of. Like he had 2 sisters who were twins. Like he was not a twin brother, those 2 sisters were twins. One of them died in the childhood, and the other one is like now getting married to Arturo, who also had like twin sisters, and both of them are alive. One is Draco's wife, and other one is Asja, Mikhail's, no, not Mikhail. Mikhail is Bianca, Mikhail and Bianca, who is Pasha's wife. So yeah, Asja and Draco's wife. I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry. So yeah, Precious Hazard by Neva Altaj is a arranged marriage, kind of a forced marriage, and Arturo is like this, kind of disciplined. He is like this grumpy, and she is like not a sunshine, but she's fun, okay, and he's not. So yeah, we'll see how Neva, molds this story or writes this story. Then moving on to August, we have two books, and one of them is on, like, the author is on my shelf, and it is a study in drowning, and the second part of that book is coming out. It is called A Theory of Dreaming by Eva Reed. So author is Eva Reed. I have not read A Study in Drowning, but I do have it on my shelf, because I was reading Dark Academia books. When I'm gonna complete that video, I have no idea. But yeah, because I just found out, like, while making this video, that is the first book in the series, and I got like a mini attack, because no, not happening, dude. I cannot like read a book which is like incomplete and it is coming out in August. What will I do? Then we have Ketabasis or Katabasis. I have no idea how this is pronounced. I'm so sorry. But the author is R.F. Kong. I have two books by her on my shelf. Again, Babel because of Dark Academia, and Yellow Face because that is one of the first books of hers that I bought. So yeah, Ketabasis, I have no idea what this book is about. But yeah, it is coming out on 28th of August. So that is on my reading radar. Then there is this one book which has no release date, and after August there are no book releases scheduled, so they might come out like as the year goes on by. But this last book, like the 25th book on my list, is by Scarlett St. Clair as well. So I have like two books by her on my list, and this was supposed to release on 1st January is what Goodreads says, but it has like, there is no release date for it yet, and I'm hoping that she like releases this one in 2025. And it is called Tempest of Fire and Fury by Scarlett St. Clair. Is a new series, and it is about Aphrodite and her husband. I think his name is Hephaestus, and it is their love story, and how, I think he rejects her or something like that. I am not sure, but I am absolutely in love with her character, because I read Hades and Persephone saga, and Aphrodite was there. So yeah, that is one book that I am absolutely like looking forward to, and I'm hoping and praying to all the book gods that please make her complete this book and release it in 2025. So yeah, these are all the 25 books that I want to like at least buy in 2025. Reading wala part is like later, it comes in a very later stage. But yeah, do let me know in the comments below which are the top 5 books, not 10, 20, 25, just 5 books that you want to read in 2025. It may or may not be like new releases. It can, sorry, I'm so sorry. So it may or may not be like new releases. Any book that you definitely want to read in 2025, do let me know in the comments below, because of course my ever growing TBR needs more books. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Do subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time, stay flawsome.